How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football pundits around the world? I apologize for the delay. I dropped the contact and I can't find it. I have to see if I can find it. But I got a replacement contact, so that's in now. So we'll have to wait and see if I can find the other one. But we have Premier League action for you guys, ladies and gentlemen. It is a half-12 kickoff where we have Wolverhampton taking on Manchester United. I wonder what happens today, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Where are we all from and who do we support? Manchester United taking on Wolverhampton at the Molineux. And there's a questionable something's happened since the last game because Rashford's not in the squad. Let's see if we can find out why that is. Just refresh that. Rashford isn't in the squad. Let's see what Twitter has to say about that. Let's see what Twitter has to say. So nothing there. Leading the line. Big screen at the Molineux has just played Ten Hag's to do with Desert his reply to Gwen needed to restore discipline to the squad. No manager role after last season. Anyone in small fry for Ten Hag after he saw off Ronaldo. This year. Rashford dropped to bench for disciplinary reasons. No more detail. Our rules focus on the game. Alejandro Garnacho coming in. Sky Sport production. Let's see. Marcus Rashford. Internal disciplinary. It must purely be time. It must purely be on a time basis. It must purely be Anthony Martial leads the line. 99 attacking returns. Erik Ten Hag decided to not give any further detail as to why Marcus Rashford was subbed off. Sorry, benched. Interesting. Nothing else to talk about. Telling us about who you are, form reels or rules, fair play, Rashi off the bench to score. Rashford on the bench basis due to internal disciplinary reasons. It must purely be for a time thing. It must purely be for time because he's on the bench. Surprise change. Internal disciplinary. Show Maguire over centre half again. Recover from illness, there are many games to come, but tactical wise, this is really good for the Wolves game, both when defending and in offense. He's in very good form and no one can play all the games. Okay. Internal disability on BT Sport again. It's all internal. Everything's internal. Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. So, Marcus did some. So, Marcus Rashford did something that Erik Ten Hag decided to discipline him for, but it was not serious enough to be out of the team, but dropped to the bench so that he can still play in the game. Where is the logic in that? Either he isn't, either you discipline to take out our squad, or you, or it's just a talk. Besides, it's not serious, not serious enough to be out of the team, but drop to the bench that can still play in the game. Where is the logic? Good morning, Car Sports GGNP. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. How are we doing? Welcome to the stream. Let's go over to the match center for you guys. And the thing that we have to talk about today is Marcus Rashford is on the bench. Marcus Rashford is on the bench, ladies and gentlemen. De Gea in goal, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Luke Shaw, Malacia, Casemiro, Ericsson, Anthony, Fernandez, Garnacho, Martial. So it's the same team that played against Nottingham Forest, but Marcus Rashford is on the bench. I wanted to say congrats, man, for calling a great game in the World Cup final the other day. I appreciate the kind words, Gigi. I appreciate the kind words. I had a few people message me that they enjoyed the stream and they enjoy what they get here on Couch Sports Football, and it just means I keep going. I keep going. My aim is to show you a World Cup final live here on Couch Sports Football. So that is what I want to do. Hopefully we can do that. Eric Ten Hag there with Lopetegui embracing each other. Two new managers to the game. Eric Ten Hag looks to be moving United in the upward trajectory, and Lopetegui will want Wolves to follow in the same suit. But the big call out today is the fact that there is no Marcus Rashford on the pitch. He is on the bench, dropped to the bench for disciplinary reasons, ladies and gentlemen. Now, obviously, we lost. Talking about the World Cup, GG, we lost a king in football last week. Edson Arantes do Nascimento, known as Pele on the pitch, the king of football, unfortunately passed away at the age of 82 last week, winning 3 World Cup trophies, over 1,200 goals, and we will now pay our respects to Pele before the game starts. Rest in peace, King Pele. You're right there, GG. Rest in peace, King Pele. Second joint top scorer for Brazil. Always, do you know what I've noticed in every single photo? In every single photo, he is smiling. Every single photo on the pitch, he's smiling. Anthony there, fellow Brazilian, showing his support on his top to the king that is Pele. Of course, Casemiro on the pitch as well. Fred is on the bench. There are a few Brazilians on show today. People go on to dream about lifting one World Cup trophy. Look at the celebrations that Argentina and Lionel Messi are doing with the World Cup victory over there. So imagine what Pele was like to be able to lift 3, 19, at the age of 16. 1958. 4 years later, they did back to back. 1962. And then the next one, 1970. All in the span of 12 years. 3 World Cups, ladies and gentlemen. Phenomenal player, will always go down. Not just in the greatest of the game, but just the greatest in life, ladies and gentlemen. Just the greatest in life. Wolves taking on Manchester United here at the Molineux. Wolves in their famous gold, orangey gold kit, however you want to see it, shooting from right to left. Manchester United shooting from left to right here on Cow Sports Football. And the game is live, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go with Malacia. Luke Shaw still playing centre back. No Victor Lindelof, and Harry Maguire still nursing an illness from the World Cup. Rafael Varane still in the squad, putting himself forward to play. Here we go with Anthony into Casemiro. Comes out wide here towards Bruno Fernandes. But it goes out all the way to a Wolves throwing here. Now, I will need the Wolves team here. I will. That's one thing I'll definitely need. I'll put it here. What am I doing, man? I got 2 laptops here. I got shit going down. Let's see. Put that here. BBC. Manchester United have the ball here with Luke Shaw on the left hand side. Feeds a ball over the top, but it's intercepted there by Wolves, and they come away with it, but they lose it. The referee pulls it back for a free kick here. A foul on Casemiro. Collins there bringing him down. How are we all doing, ladies and gentlemen? I think my contact might be in my eye, you know. I can feel something here on my left. I'll leave it and see what happens. Here we go with Wolves, who intercept the ball from the Manchester United free kick. But again, they can't find the pass. Bruno Fernandes can't keep it alive. It falls to Ruben Neves. He brings Nunez into play out to the left-hand side. It is Bueno. Not Kinder Bueno, just Bueno. All the way back to the keeper, Jose Sa. Switches it out wide towards Nelson Semedo, who'll bring the ball into the Manchester United half. But he can't get away from Malacia, but it still manages to find the ball at his feet. But Malacia's tracking back, and Manchester United come away. But the referee's going to put it back for a free kick here for Wolves. Alejandro Garnacho making his way into the team after Marcus Rashford being dropped to the bench. Just holding on to him there, referee deemed it a foul. And the free kick is given for Wolves. And this is where Wolves need to come alive. They have a set piece down that right-hand side. It's in a crossing position, so it's going to be the in-swinger, the right foot. They've got Kilman there. They've got Wang there, Costa, Podence. They've got players in the box that they can aim for. Let's see what they can do here. Take a shot here towards Moutinho, who tries to put the ball into the box, but it's overhit. Something off the training ground, but it goes out for a goal kick here on this left-hand side. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing? Will you be commentating the Saudi Pro League games to follow Cristiano Ronaldo? I'll be honest with you, I couldn't tell you anything about the Saudi League that Cristiano Ronaldo has joined. We checked yesterday, and the team that he has joined are second. Here we go with Wolves, who intercept the ball high the pitch, tries to feed it into Diego Costa. Diego Costa was offside. The referee pulls it back, and the offside is given. Maybe we'll find out when Cristiano Ronaldo will be playing next for Al Nassr and see if we can get it here on the TV. I don't know how I'm going to be able to stream that one, but we'll see. Here we go with Ericsson on the ball, goes backwards here to Rafael Varane. Rafael Varane showing his experience and leadership, being called upon because there's no other centre-backs to play. And he's playing out of necessity. Give himself up for the team. That is what you want in a rebuild. Players that you can count on. Here we go with Alejandro Garnacho on the halfway line. Comes backwards here to Malacia. Malacia switches it out wide towards Anthony. Anthony on the right side. Bring the ball forward. He's got Bruno Fernandes ahead of him. Bueno is defending. He holds on. Sorry, Podence is defending. And his pass is straight into the path of Nunez, who tries to feed the pass to Ruben Neves, but it's intercepted there by Martial, and he finds himself with the ball down his right side into Anthony. His pass is intercepted, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka is there to find Casemiro. Anthony tries to feed the ball in behind. Aaron Wan-Bissaka will try and keep it alive. But Ruben Neves is there to head it out, and it goes out for a corner here on this right-hand side. I heard they don't have a TV deal in Europe. Maybe they'll work with you. Flipping hell. Showing the Saudi League here in the UK. Woo! Couch sports football. That would definitely be that would definitely be the definition of what couch sports football is all about. Eriksen to take the corner here down the right side for Manchester United. 5 minutes into the game, can they get a lead here and turn Molineux quiet? The ball's whipped in. Oof. Casemiro got the header, but it just goes over the bar. Casemiro with the header, but it just goes over the bar. Wow. Nervy there. Wolves at the back. Eriksen to take the corner here again. Down the right side. 5.5 minutes played. Casemiro got on the end of one. What they're going to do this time. Ball point to the box, but it's headed away. It comes out to Alejandro Garnacho, and his volley is high, wide, and not at all handsome, in the words of Andy Gray. Here we go with a goal kick here for Wolves down the right side. Mateus Cunha will join Wolves on the 1st of January. Ball over the top there. And Wong is deemed to have fouled Malacia, and it's a free kick here for Manchester United. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's Wolves against Manchester United. And then later on today, we have Brighton against Arsenal. And then we'll be live all day tomorrow, where we have Chelsea taking on Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest against Tottenham. Here we go with Anthony. Tries to play a pass into Wan-Bissaka. It falls back to Anthony. He gets away from the defender Bueno. And Wan-Bissaka makes an overlapping run. He tries to go central to Bruno. 1-2 with Wan-Bissaka, but it's just a bit heavy on the return, and Kilman is there to clear away for a corner here on the right side. Throwing here down the right side for Manchester United. Manchester United have definitely started the game on the front foot. Wan-Bissaka into Anthony, who goes backwards to Casemiro, into Eriksen, heads into the path of Anthony, but it's intercepted there by Bueno, and it falls to Ruben Neves here. Dinks it out to the left-hand side, but Casemiro's there to win the header. High up in the Wolves half. It falls to Anthony, who has time to turn to bring the ball forward. But his pass towards Bruno is just a bit complacent, and Anthony's done that a few times in the first couple of minutes of this game. But Manchester United managed to win it back. Here we go with Alejandro Garnacho, goes backwards to Martial. Martial on his right foot puts it into the box there towards Bruno Fernandes, but it's overhit, and it goes out for a goal kick on the right-hand side. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football pundits around the world, it's your boy Adam here live on Couch Sports Football. How are we doing? Welcome to the stream. Where we all from and who do we support? Are you a Manchester United fan, or are you just a fan of football? Or are you a Wolves fan? Kilman on the ball. In towards Nunez. And it's Ruben Neves now on the ball. Nunez gets away from Anthony. Lays it backwards to Kilman on the right side. Kilman switches it out wide towards Smedo. Smedo against Malacia. Threads it out wide towards Wong. Bringing the ball forward. Smedo makes all up and run. Wong brings it central in towards Podence. Tries to return the pass towards Wong. But Rafael Varane is there. He manages to clear it away. And Collins will bring the ball under control. And it's Kilman now on the ball here. Anthony Martial telling his Manchester United players to push a bit forward to press this Wolves team's. Nunez now on the ball here. In his own half. Switches it out to the left-hand side towards Bueno. Bueno brings it into the Manchester United half. Goes backwards to Neves in the Wolves half. Kilman plays a 1-2 with Nunez. Goes into Collins. Collins' first touch is a bit heavy. He manages to get away from the Manchester United press and find Nunez. And he brings Ruben Neves into play here down the right side. Out to the left-hand side towards Huang. Huang tries to feed the ball forward towards Diego Costa. But it comes off the defender and it goes out for a Wolves throwing here on the halfway line. Lopetegui managed to get a 2-1 victory against Everton in the previous game. A last-minute winner by that man Nuri. The keeper goes out wide there towards Nelson Smedo, who tries to head into the path of Ruben Neves. He gets away from Christian Eriksen. And he goes all the way back to Collins here on the right side. Wolves starting out from the back with a bit of possession, moving the ball about. Here we go with Bueno with some acres of space. Rafael Varane comes over to cover. Bueno tries to go around the outside, puts the ball into blocks, but Varane is there. And it goes out for a corner. Rafael Varane covering at the back here for Manchester United. Corner here for Wolves. And Wolves managed to find a bit of space. Aaron Wan-Bissaka Wan-Bissaka drifted towards Podence Central, which means there was loads of space down the right side. The Bueno found himself with some space, but it goes out for a corner, and it's Wolves with their first corner of the game. 10 minutes in, can they find something here? Kilman on Malacia, what is that? What is going on there? Bueno to take the corner deep, but it's headed away by Rafael Varane. Fall out to Moutinho. And Ruben Neves goes backwards to Nelson Semedo on the centre circle. Into Moutinho. Moutinho bringing the ball forward out to the left-hand side towards Perez. Perez holds the ball up here. And goes backwards to Ruben Neves. Here we go with Collins. Nunez. Kilman. Out to the left-hand side finds Bueno. Bueno gets away from Bruno Fernandes. He finds himself in some space into Diego Costa, but Christian Eriksen is there. Manchester United come away with it with Casemiro. Bruno Fernandes loses the ball there to Ruben Neves, bringing the ball forward. He's got Bueno in the box there. Casemiro brings the Ruben Neves off down, and referee plays carry on with Martial out to that left-hand side towards Alejandro Garnacho. 1-on-1 against Nelson Semedo. Kilman is tracking back, and Alejandro Garnacho manages to find the pass, but no one's there for Manchester United. Wolves now come away with it here on the right side with the ball over the top towards Diego Costa, battling out with Luke Shaw, and he manages to come away with the ball. Here we go with Christian Eriksen on the ball into Casemiro. Out to that left-hand side towards towards Malacia. Bruno Fernandes goes to Alejandro Garnacho. Malacia now on the ball, holding on to it here into Eriksen. Returns it back to Malacia. Returns it back to Christian Eriksen, who goes backwards to Rafael Varane here on the centre circle, out wide towards towards Anthony. Rafael Varane on the halfway line, bringing it into the Wolves half. Martial coming deep, but he squares it into Casemiro, who goes backwards to Luke Shaw here on the left-hand side. Eriksen on the centre circle. Switches it out wide here towards Anthony. Anthony finds himself in some space. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is free off the ball, but he cuts in on his left foot. Anthony lays it into the middle there towards Eriksen, but Diego Costa's tracking back, and it falls to Ruben Neves. He sets off Nelson Semedo, who gets away from Alejandro Garnacho. Malacia's driving with the ball here down the right. Tracking back here alongside Semedo. Semedo into Perez. Perez has time to turn. He's got 3 Wolves players here down this left-hand side. It makes its way towards Wong. Goes backwards to Moutinho, out to the left-hand side towards Bueno. Wolves players have got players up the pitch, but Manchester United are back in numbers. Here we go with Nunez. Backwards to Kilman on the halfway line. Out to the left-hand side towards Nunez. Nunez out wide towards Collins on the centre circle here. Short to Ruben Neves. Nunez. Kilman. First time in towards Moutinho, who has time to turn to bring the ball forward, and he manages to find Bueno down his left-hand side. Aaron Wan-Bissaka goes over to challenge, and it goes out for a throwing here for Wolves deep in the Manchester United half. Into Moutinho. Backwards to Nunez. Nunez all the way back to the centre circle, where it's Collins who switches it out wide to Nelson Semedo. Wong to his right, but he goes through the middle towards Diego Costa, who's got his back towards goal. Out wide towards Wong. Wong holds the ball up here down that right side. Nelson Semedo makes overlapping room, but he goes backwards to Ruben Neves. Ruben Neves lays it into towards Nelson Semedo. Can he keep it in play? No, he can't. It goes out for a goal kick here on the left-hand side as Manchester United 0, Wolves 0 here at the Molineux Stadium. Manchester United coming closest to scoring in the first 5 minutes of the game from a corner, but it was deflected over the bar. Casemiro getting on the end of the corner. 14 minutes into the game, Wolves 0, Manchester United 0 here on Car Sports Football, ladies and gentlemen. Manchester United take a throwing. Malacia down that left-hand side. Malacia with a long throwing it towards Anthony Martial, who falls off the ball, but he manages to hold on to it. It falls into the path of Nelson Semedo. He gets away from Bruno Fernandes. Casemiro can't get the challenge in. Moutinho now finds Nunez on the centre circle. Bringing it forward here for Manchester United. Switches it back to Moutinho. Tries to flick it on, but no one's there for Wolves, and Malacia will just hold on to the ball here, and he gets away from the Wolves player. Malacia now short to Shaw here down this left hand side. Shaw playing centre back for Manchester United. Rafael Varane on the penalty spot, lays it into Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Aaron Wan-Bissaka bringing it back to Luke Shaw here on the edge of the Manchester United box. Malacia down that left hand side. Casemiro on the centre circle. Bruno Fernandes on the halfway line. He goes into Malacia. Malacia into Bruno Fernandes down that touchline. Sees a run off the ball, but Christian Eriksen's not on the same wavelength, and it goes all the way back to the keeper, Jose Saw, and Wolves will start the game back off here on the right side. Here we go with Collins. Threads it into the middle towards Moutinho. Moutinho goes out wide to Nelson Semedo on that right side, who's bringing the ball forward here for Wolves. Goes short to Huang. Into Moutinho. Moutinho switches it out to the center side towards Podence. Podence brings the ball under control. Nunez makes a run off the ball. He puts the ball into the box, but there's no one there for Wolves. Nunez finds himself in some space down his left-hand side. Maybe had more space than he thought he did, and rushed it. But Manchester United now come away with it here with Bruno Fernandes into Martial. First time into Christian Eriksen on the halfway line. Alejandro Garnacho makes a run off the ball, but it's ahead of him. And Semedo is there. Oh, and Alejandro Garnacho is given a beauty of an opportunity by Nelson Semedo, but the keeper is forced to make a save. Alejandro Garnacho, what are you doing there, lad? You need to put those chances to bed when they are presented to you on a play. Christian Eriksen can't find the pass into Alejandro Garnacho. It's over here and it goes to Nelson Semedo. And Nelson Semedo tries to pass it back to the keeper, but there's just not enough power on it. And Alejandro Garnacho just runs on to the end of it. One-on-one with the keeper. The keeper comes up big and makes a huge save here. Huge save by Alejandro Garnacho. By Jose Sa there for Wolves. And Wolves would have been a goal down there. Nelson Semedo. Manchester United 0, Wolves 0 here on Cal Sports Football. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Rafael Varane to start the game off. Aaron Wan-Bissaka into Rafael Varane. Rafael Varane bringing the ball forward here. Tries to thread a pass through towards Anthony. First time into Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the touchline. Into Anthony. Aaron Wan-Bissaka makes a run off the ball, but it's just too central. Allows Kilman to take the ball, and he feeds it into Bueno. Anthony's all over him, but it comes off the Wolves player, and it goes out for a throwing down the shine side for Manchester United. Aaron Wan-Bissaka now to take the throwing. In towards Anthony. Intercepted there by Wolves, and it goes all the way back to the keeper, Jose Sa. And he'll just clear it down the line, high up into the air. And Diego Costa can't get in the end of it. And it falls to Rafael Varane. Can he find Alejandro Garnacho down the left-hand side, battling it against Nelson Semedo. He brings the ball under control, but Nelson Semedo is deemed to have been fouled. And it's a free kick here for Wolves. Manchester United 0, Wolves 0 here at the Molineux Stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are we doing? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Where are we all from and who do we support? Are we Wolves fan? Are we Manchester United fans? Are we just fans of football? Jose Sa now to start the game, to restart the game over the top there, but Christian Eriksen wins the header. Luke Shaw brings the ball under control here for Manchester United. Tries to feed the pass in towards Garnacho, but it's intercepted and Malacia is forced to hit that out for a throwing for Wolves here down that right side. Collins. Backwards to Kilman here on the right side for Wolverhampton in their own half. Goes into Nunez. Nunez tries to spin away from Casemiro, brings it into Bueno, tries to return it back to Nunez, but Casemiro's there to intercept a Manchester United. Now come away with the ball with Bruno Fernandes into Anthony Martial, returns it back to Casemiro, tries to feed the ball in behind to Alejandro Garnacho, and it's overhit, and it goes all the way back to Jose Sa here, and Wolves will restart from the back. 19 minutes into the game, Wolves nil, Manchester United nil. Manchester United given Manchester United with two early opportunities from the corner deflected over the bar. Casemiro's header deflected over the bar. And the second one, Nelson Semedo tries to return the pass to Jose Sa, but it's a short pass, and Alejandro Garnacho is in behind one-on-one with the keeper, and he goes for the shot, and Jose Sa comes up clutch for Wolverhampton and denies the Argentinian a goal here. Here we go with Aaron Wan-Bissaka to restart from the throwing. Backwards to Luke Shaw. And he goes all the way back to David De Gea. 20 minutes played. Wolves nil, Manchester United nil. How are we all doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football pundits around the world? Where are we all from and who do we support? Are we Wolves fans? Are we Manchester United fans? Or are we just fans of football? Here we go with Luke Shaw on this left-hand side. He's got Christian Eriksen short, but he squares it into Rafael Varane. And Rafael Varane telling him, move the ball quicker. Make a decision and move it. Christian Eriksen on the ball out to the left hand side towards Alejandro Garnacho. Malacia is square to him. Alejandro Garnacho holds on to it, goes backwards to Christian Eriksen. Christian Eriksen first time switches it out wide, but it's intercepted nearly by Pedenzzi. Makes his way to Anthony. Anthony to Bruno Fernandes. Returns it back to Anthony. Wan-Bissaka down the right side. Bruno is ahead of him, but he goes backwards to Anthony. Returns it back to Wan-Bissaka. Manchester United with a bit of fast-paced passing here with Rafael Varane. Anthony on the ball squares it back to Luke Shaw on the halfway line. Christian Eriksen returns it back to Luke Shaw. Casemiro ahead of him, and he finds him. Returns it back to Luke Shaw. Rafael Varane asks for it, but he switches it out wide towards Bruno Fernandes, and Podence is there to intercept Bueno. Tries to get in the end of the ball, and he does well to hold on to it. Kilman is there, and he'll just clear it down the line into the Manchester United half. But Rafael Varane is there to win the header, and it goes out for Wolverhampton throwing down this right hand side. Wolverhampton nil, Manchester United nil here on Cal Sports Football. How are you all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Bueno. Backwards to Kilman. Kilman down the right side. Sees the ball over the top there. But it goes out for a throwing on this left hand side for Manchester United. Luke Shaw now to start the game back off for Manchester United. Squares it into Rafael Varane. Varane now on the ball here. Sees a run over the top. Can he find them with a long ball? But Anthony can't get there. He's headed away by Bueno. Pones comes on to the end of the pass, but he can't find Nunez. And Casemiro finds Bruno Fernandes. Aaron Wan-Bissaka first time into Anthony. Anthony tries to spin away from Bueno, and he finds Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Puts it across the middle, but it's cleared away by Nunez into the path of Anthony, who finds himself into the box. Left foot shot blocked, and it's deflected. And Jose Sa going to his right. He's forced to go to his left, and he just about gets there. Here we go with Nelson Semedo for Wolverhampton. Goes backwards to Nunez. Ruben Neves. Kilman down the ball here for Wolves. Sees the ball over the top to the left-hand side towards Bueno. But it's over here. Bueno is always finding himself with some space down this left-hand side. Podence is making Aaron Wan-Bissaka move central. And he's getting far too much time on far too much space down this left-hand side. Rafael Varane having a word with Anthony to track back when Aaron Wan-Bissaka comes central. Wan-Bissaka to take the throwing. Into Anthony, returns it back to Wan-Bissaka, central towards Christian Eriksen, intercepted there by Nunez, but it falls to Moutinho, plays it into Podence, who finds himself into the box. Right foot shot blocked by Rafael Varane. And it falls to Garnacho down that left-hand side. Malacia, Casemiro loses the ball. That was a misplaced pass by Malacia. It falls to Moutinho, shot blocked by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And it falls to Bruno Fernandes down the left-hand side. Manchester United given a lifeline there. Ball over the top there towards Alejandro. Headed away by Collins into Kilman down the right side. Bueno. Nunez being challenged there by Bruno Fernandes. And he comes away with it. Bruno claiming he got hit in the face, but Nunez carries on with the ball, gets away from Casemiro, drives with it. Diego Costa to his left, and he finds him. Rafael Varane comes over to cover. He cuts in on his right foot, and it's a tame effort. And the younger Diego Costa scores that goal. A younger Diego Costa, he put Varane on the floor there. He cuts in on his right foot, and he has space to shoot, but it's a tame effort. Luke Shaw now on the ball here on this left-hand side. Goes into Malacia, returns it back to Shaw. Here we go with Christian Eriksen. Rafael Varane out to that left-hand side towards Alejandro, but it's intercepted. Malacia's there and he wins it back, and he finds Alejandro Garnacho, who drives with the ball in the Wolves' house. Semedo does well to track back, but he's fouled Garnacho, and it's a free kick here for Manchester United. 25 minutes played. Wolves nil, Manchester United nil. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing? Welcome to the stream. Where we all from? Who do we support? Are we Manchester United fans? Are we Wolves fans? Are we just fans of football? And that's going to be a yellow card there for Semedo. That's going to be a yellow card for Nelson Semedo there. First booking of the day falls to Nelson Semedo. Interesting. Lopetegui there having a word with the fourth official. Brown jumper, brown shoes. Free kick here for Manchester United in a crossing position. Can Manchester United capitalize here? They've already had 2 chances at goal. One was given to them on a play. Couldn't convert. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. Christian Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes stepping over this free kick here on this left-hand side. Not a lot of height in the box, I'll be honest with you, for Manchester United. Rafael Varane is probably the tallest. Casemiro is deep here. Let's see what Manchester United do. Christian Eriksen to start the game back off here. Gives a signal. Right foot, a back post towards Casemiro, who wins the header. Rafael Varane can't get there. Semedo with the clearance. Bruno Fernandes will take. No, he won't. He dummies it out to that left-hand side towards Martial. Christian Eriksen makes a run for the ball. Anthony Martial in towards Bruno Fernandes, brings the ball under control. In towards Casemiro, who's offside, and he doesn't go for the ball. And it goes all the way back to the keeper on the try side for Wolverhampton. Kilman. Jose Sa. Neves. Backwards to Collins. Bruno applying a bit of pressure. Collins forced to clear it high up into the air towards Wang. And Manchester United come away there here with Malacia. Garnacho can't get in the end of it. Diego Costa will try and get in the loose ball, but Luke Shaw's there to win the ball. Rafael Varane is brought down, and referee pulls it back for a free kick for Manchester United. Diego Costa deemed to have fouled the Englishman. Wolves nil, Manchester United nil. How are we doing? Manchester United to start the game restart the game with Christian Eriksen. Luke Shaw now the ball into Christian Eriksen. Back to Luke Shaw. Casemiro coming deep, but he goes backwards to David De Gea. David De Gea now on the ball. Luke Shaw on the edge of his own box. Bringing the ball forward here for Manchester United. Out to that left-hand side towards Malacia. Loses the ball to Huang, but Luke Shaw's there. And Huang, that will just wake up the Wolves team. Huang there just challenges Shaw. And it goes out for a goal kick. Yeah, Wolves didn't come away with the ball, but it just gives the Wolves fans something to celebrate and get Molineux rocking a bit. Manchester United now start the game with De Gea. Flicked on by Neves, but it falls to Christian Eriksen. Christian Eriksen challenged there by Moutinho. Casemiro manages to find the back pass to Luke Shaw, and he switches it out to the right side towards Anthony on the halfway line, who has Bruno Fernandes making the run into the box. It's into Bruno. Bruno across the middle towards Anthony Martial, and it's a great challenge by Collins, and it goes out for a corner. Diggs the Games, how are you doing this early afternoon on Saturday? Welcome. to the stream. Great play down the right side. Manchester United find themselves in space and they move with purpose. And Martial can't get the end of it, and it's Collins with a great blocked, or maybe it was Martial. Oh no, it's a corner. Christian Eriksen now to take the corner here down the right side, puts it into the box, headed away. It comes out here towards Garnacho. He'll try and keep it alive, but Juan comes away with the ball here, and he puts his head down and he tries with it. He's got Podence to his left, but Anthony's tracking back. Podence goes on the outside of Anthony. He holds the ball up here. There's 3 Wolves players to aim for if he can find it. He goes out wide towards Ruben Neves. But Rafael Varane is there, but he's still forced to Podence, who finds himself into the box on that left-hand side, and he's pulled across the goal. It falls to Ruben Neves, whose shot is blocked by Luke Shaw, and it goes out for a corner. Not gonna lie, you're 5 seconds behind. Am I? As I'm talking, I'm on 30 minutes and 9 seconds, 10 seconds, 11 seconds. So you're 5 seconds ahead of that? It must be because I'm streaming it on BT, like I'm using the BT box. I'm streaming it. I might have to figure out a way to sort that out. Podence goes over to take the corner down that right side for Manchester United. Manchester United for Wolves on the 30th minute. Now they have height in the box. Kilman, Collins, Nunez, Diego Costa. They've got height in the box here. Can they utilize that height and get the first goal here? Headed cleared away by Bruno Fernandes near post. You need to do better than that. Ruben Neves tries to keep it alive. Malacia is there. And it's going to be a free kick here for Manchester United. Claims for a head injury on Malacia. I think he's fine. I think he just went down. Ooh, new channel point. He went down, holding his head as soon as he went down. He's back up on his feet. He's fine. They need to sort that rule out. The head injury. They need to sort it out. Because the moment it's a head injury, the game stops. But if that's the case, then the player has to... Because that just stops the player... If they need to do it so that if it's stopped because of a head injury, the player has to come off. The player has to come off. Malacia now. Back up on his feet. He's fine. He didn't hurt his head. They're here now to start the game back off. Wolves 0. Manchester United 0. Out to that left-hand side towards Malacia. I was sweating Battlefield last night. Ball over the top there towards Garnacho. Smedo wins the head and he goes out for a throwing on that left-hand side. Wolves 0, Manchester United 0. It's really nice on the next-gen consoles. I'll be honest with you, I feel like quite a few games are nice on next-gen consoles. Christian Eriksen comes out wide here towards Anthony. Anthony down the right side. Wan-Bissaka makes overlapping run, and he goes towards him. Wan-Bissaka now, bringing the ball forward. Finds himself on the edge of the box. Podence is tracking back into Anthony. Anthony's being harassed there by Podence. He manages to find a pass into Rafael Varane. Rafael Varane brought down there by Moutinho. The game carries on here with Wolves. Podence into the middle there towards Ruben Neves, who does well to get away from Alejandro Garnacho. But it goes all the way back to David De Gea on this left-hand side. Christian Eriksen now on the ball. Goes into Malacia. Bruno Fernandes returns it back to Malacia. Back to Bruno Fernandes here. And it goes back to Luke Shaw. Now, I'll be honest with you, Manchester United, yes, they've created a few chances. But one's from a set piece and one's given to one on a plate. Wolves look very disciplined. They know where they need to be here. You need to move the ball quicker. Luke Shaw into Anthony Martial in the centre circle. Goes into Rafael Varane in the Manchester United half, bringing the ball forward. Aaron Wan-Bissaka ahead of him. He goes out to Christian Eriksen down that left-hand side. Malacia is free. Down that left. Bruno Fernandes through the middle. Alejandro Garnacho lurking around the edge of the box. Squares it into Bruno Fernandes. Returns it back to Christian Eriksen, who's playing later today. Is Brighton against Arsenal. So we've got a good game later today. Rafael Varane now on the halfway line, bringing it forward. Wan-Bissaka makes a run off the ball, but he holds onto it, and he manages to find Anthony down the right side, and Anthony's one-on-one here against Bueno. Gets himself into the box. He cuts in right, cuts in left, but Bueno. Anthony's not going anywhere. Anthony is not going anywhere. What's the 3 o'clock games? I'll be honest with you, I have no idea what the 3 o'clock games are today because they're not on TV, so I won't be doing them. Let's have a look here. The 3 o'clock game. So we got Bournemouth against Crystal Palace. Both teams will want to improve on what they did last week. Fulham against Southampton. Southampton will try and want to get a response after their defeat. Man City against Everton. So Frank Lampard has a huge game on his hands there. And Newcastle against Leeds at St James's Park. So there's a few big games going on at 3 o'clock, but unfortunately I don't pay for them games. So I'll be live back for the Brighton Arsenal game later on this evening. Wolves nil, Manchester United nil. Smedo now to take the throwing. Neves with a long clearance. Moutinho brings the ball under control into Perez on the halfway line. Neves on the ball on the centre circle, and he comes out to the left hand side towards Bueno. And Bueno again has space to bring the ball forward. Might have to get the totally legal website to watch the Newcastle. Here we go with Jose Sa on the ball on the right side. Kilman back to Neves, all the way back to the keeper here on this right side. Jose Sa feeds it into Collins, but Alejandro Garnacho's over him. Goes out wide to Smedo. Malacia trying to apply brain pressure. Goes back to Collins, manages to find the pass to Neves. And Wolves come away from the Manchester United press and feed a ball over the top towards Diego Costa. And it's Wan-Bissaka who's tracking back with him. Diego Costa with his back towards goal. He goes out wide there towards Huang, who puts the ball deep into the left-hand side. Podence with a shot that's blocked. And Manchester United managed to clear it away, only into Nunez, who goes out to the left-hand side towards Podence, who'll do well to keep it in play, but it goes out for a throwing here for Manchester United deep in their own half. If I could watch the 3 p.m. games, that would be nice, but sure, the FA still think it's the 60s. Dude, it's insane. It is insane. Martial with the flick on, but only into Smedo. And it's Collins here. Manchester United are struggling so far in this game just to move the ball about. Diego Costa into Perez, but it's intercepted there by Wan-Bissaka, and Anthony now comes away with the ball here. Switches it out to that left-hand side towards Alejandro Garnacho. Malacia makes overlapping runs. Smedo just holds onto it here. And Garnacho finds himself into Malacia in the box, puts it across the middle. Anthony heads it straight into the hands of Jose Sa. Better football there by Manchester United. More direct, moving it quicker. Wolves nil, Manchester United nil. Jose Sa into Kilman, all the way back to Bueno. Tries to feed the ball in towards Perez, but it comes off Wan-Bissaka and it goes out for a throw. It's insane that you can't watch games at 3 p.m. on Saturday, where other people would riot if they couldn't watch sports. GG is one of the most ridiculous rulings ever. We were talking about it yesterday in the Liverpool-Leicester game. In some parts of the Arab countries, like the UAE and around there, it came in the news that it's like £100 a year to watch Premier League games. Every single Premier League game, £100 a year. In America, it works out to £20 a month to watch Premier League, Serie A, and La Liga games. So for £20 a month, you get 3 leagues. I think you get Liga as well. I don't know. I might be pushing it here, but £20 gets you 3 leagues. I'm in the UK. I'm paying for everything. So I pay for BT Sport, Sky Sports, and Amazon Prime, and I'm paying closer to 80 quid a month just to be able to get these platforms. Here we go with Luke Shaw out to the left-hand side towards Alejandro Garnacho. Wang is tracking back. He goes backwards to Malacia. Malacia puts his heads up, tries to feed it into Christian Eriksen, but it's intercepted there by Smedo. Ruben Neves comes away the ball, gets away from Casemiro, but the referee's going to put it back here for a free kick. Not even to get every game is a disgrace. That makes it even worse. It's the fact that I'm paying 80 quid, nearly 70 to 80 quid a month, and I don't even get every single game. Free kick here for Wolves on the right hand side. Wolves nil, Manchester United nil here on Cal Sports Football. Ruben Neves is still on the ground here, struggling with a challenge by Casemiro. Casemiro just slangs his ground, and Ruben Neves just goes straight into him. Lopetegui there. Happy with. We have just over 5 minutes, under 45 to go plus added time. Manchester United nil, Wolves nil here at the Molineux Stadium. Ruben Neves is back up on his feet. He took a while to come back up on his feet, and he's holding his head here. Looks a bit like Jorginho. It's worse for lower leagues too. You'll never get lower league football on TV unless they're in the FA Cup or something happens in the Premier League that they can't show the Premier League game. Because I remember once, I think there was a Premier League game that was called off, and there was no Championship football, so there was a League One game that managed to come on TV. Podence on the pole on the right side, tries to find the pole on the edge of the box towards Wong, but it's over here and Garnacho is brought down there. Is that not a free kick? Referee says no. Smedo into Ruben Neves here. Out wide towards Smedo, who finds himself in some space. Malacia goes over to cover. Goes backwards to Neves here. Puts the ball into the box towards Diego Costa. But it's ricocheted off a few United players and it goes all the way back to the keeper on this left-hand side. Here we go with Anthony Martial on the centre circle. Khan got away from Nunez, and Wolves win the ball here, and Wolves look the better team today, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go with Kilman. Backwards to Collins. Kilman. Bringing the ball forward here. Switches it out to that right side towards Smedo on the halfway line. Smedo intercepted there by Malacia, who brings the ball forward. But it's a heavy touch by Malacia, and it allows Ruben Neves to take the ball off him. And it's Diego Costa now on the ball. Wong to his right, and he goes backwards to Moutinho. Moutinho into Neves on the centre circle. Sees Bueno make the run off the ball, but it's over hit. And it goes all the way back to the keeper. National League and non-pro football, we get it. But in my opinion, all professional football leagues should have coverage of every game for a reasonable price. Why wouldn't the council want to do something? Why wouldn't the council... You think about it. For example, forget championship. We're talking about below championship. We know you're not going to get those games on the TV. Let's talk, for example, Sunderland. Charlton Athletic. They're not in championship. Charlton Athletic. So where they are based, why don't the council just set up a simple streaming service? You don't even have to have, you don't even have to go all out. You can just have commentators for the game. You could have maybe some interviews with some players, before the game, after the game. Charge £5, something, nothing too insane. So at least the people that support that team can watch, a game. Think about it. Like, imagine the councils just took over and said, you know what, we'll charge this. Maybe because of tourism. Yeah, but how many people watch Manchester United around the world? Yeah, I get what you mean now. Maybe tourism. Maybe that is a thing. Maybe they can't. Maybe they can't facilitate stadium but then maybe that money can go to the club. Maybe why can't the club do it? Why can't the club do it? Alejandro Garnacho finds himself with the ball down the left hand side into Anthony Martial. And the game has gone so slow, ladies and gentlemen. Manchester United not moving the ball back quickly. Wolves are happy. Wolves are happy to just sit back. Casemiro tries to find a pass into Garnacho, but it's intercepted. Goes out to Malacia down the left hand side, who's brought down. Nothing given. Goes out for a throwing here. Malacia to take it down the left hand side. Christian Eriksen bringing the ball forward here. Again, Martial's not in the box, so he's got nothing to aim for. Into Malacia. Malacia cuts it back. Backwards to Christian Eriksen with some space here. And he goes backwards to Rafael Varane on the centre circle. Varane bringing it forward. Out wide here towards Anthony. Anthony, one-on-one against the defender. Cuts in on his left foot. Puts the ball into the box, but it's cleared away by Kilman. Goes all the way back to David De Gea, and Wolves are trying to get this Wolves team, the players, to push forward. Here we go with Christian Eriksen on the centre circle. Switches it out wide towards Anthony, but it's headed away by Podence. He goes out for a Manchester United throwing, and Lopetegui will be happy. Lopetegui will be happy with the way his team have played. They've not conceded. Anthony leaves it to Wan-Bissaka, who takes the throwing here. Varane goes backwards to Luke Shaw here on this left-hand side. Here we go with Christian Eriksen. Into Malacia. Out to that left-hand side towards Garnacho. Garnacho goes backwards to Malacia, brings it out of his feet, puts the ball into the box. And I don't know what Martial was trying to do there, but it goes out for a throwing. Oh no, it came off. It came off the Wolves player, and it goes out for a Manchester United throwing deep in the Wolves half. Here we go with Garnacho. Malacia. Backwards to Christian Eriksen. Here we go with Rafael Varane now on the centre circle. All the way back to the keeper for Manchester United, David De Gea. 1 minute of added time seems about right. Been a bit of a dead game, I'll be honest with you. De Gea. Rafael Varane. Bringing the ball forward. Sees a run over the top towards Anthony Martial. He wins the header. But Kilman clears it away. Bruno Fernandes keeps it alive into Anthony. Sees Wan-Bissaka making a run off the ball, but Bruno Fernandes can't get there. Christian Eriksen does. Casemiro into Bruno Fernandes. Is there one last chance for Manchester United? Bruno Fernandes left foot out to Alejandro Garnacho on that left hand side. Cuts in on his right foot. Cuts back in on his left. Takes a shot. Is blocked. Martial's there. Anthony's there. And he's heading away, but he doesn't go into the back of the net. The offside flag is given. Manchester United with an opportunity, and how does Anthony Martial not score there? How many chances do we need today? And that is half time, ladies and gentlemen, here on Car Sports Football. Wolves nil, Manchester United nil. I'm just going to take a quick break and see if my contact's in my eye. Have I got 2 contacts in my right eye? I don't know. I'll find out. I'm just going to take a quick break. I'll see you shortly, ladies and gentlemen. Second half here on Cow Sports Football. Manchester United to play against Wolves here at the Molineux. But I'll be honest with you, that first half was a bit of a bore fest. Here we go with Bruno Fernandes now with the ball on this left side. Bring the ball forward, lays it into Marcus Rashford, who looks to have come on. I'm assuming Marcus Rashford's come on for. Who else is Marcus Rashford for Garnacho? So looks like Marcus Rashford has come off here for Garnacho. Adama Traore has come on as well here on the right hand side, bringing the ball forward. Goes around the outside of Malacia, puts the ball into the box, but Rafael Varane is there to head it away. Casemiro flicks it into the path of Anthony down that right hand side. And he manages to get away from the Wolves player. He gets away from the second one. And it goes off in for Wolves throwing down that left hand side. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Wolves nil, Manchester United nil. How are we doing? Daniel Podence is down on the ground here, and I don't think he's. Oh no, he's not doing well at all. He is not doing well at all. How did he get that? Oh, he just gets a flick. He just gets the slightest of flicks to his nose as he's falling over. Both Anthony and Podence falling to the ground. Should be alright with a bit of treatment. Looks like Jimenez might be warming up here. Manchester United nil, Wolves nil here at the Molineux Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like Wolves might be forced into making a substitution here. Wolves are back up on their feet. Podence, should I say. Here we go with Adama Traore down the right side, bringing it forward against Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Goes around the outside. Aaron Wan-Bissaka this time. But sorry, Malacia who puts the ball into the box, and it's Varane with the header, okay? Anthony will flick it on Bueno. Can't get there. Kilman does. Anthony Martial will try and challenge it. Goes out wide to Bueno. Podence flicks it into the path of Nunez. But Casemiro's tracking back, and Manchester United now have it with Rafael Varane. First time into Ericsson, who takes it on the turn. Lays it into Bruno Fernandes. He's got Anthony to his right if he can find him, and he does find him. Kilman is going over to cover. Anthony 1-on-1 against Kilman. Gets him left foot here on the edge of the box. Takes a shot. Is blocked by Collins. And is cleared away by Wolves, only for Casemiro to win the ball back. out the pitch, and it's Luke Shaw now the ball. He's got Malacia to his left. Marcus Rashford ahead of him. Goes into Bruno Fernandes, heads it back into the path of Anthony. First time shot, why? Anthony, what? So you take off Alejandro Garnacho, but you leave Anthony on the pitch? Come on, Erik ten Hag, what are you doing? Casemiro into Anthony. He finds Bruno Fernandes, leaves it to Martial. Martial back to Christian Eriksen. Marcus Rashford to his left, lays it into Martial. Martial on the turn. Bruno Fernandes with a shot block. Anthony tries to get in the end of it, but again, Jose Sa is off his line and gets it in his hands. And Wolves need, if it stays like this, Jose Sa is man of the match. Wolves to start the game back, and Marcus Rashford wins the ball. Christian Eriksen out wide here towards Malacia. Is that a foul given? No. No foul, but the referee still blows his whistle to check on Marcus Rashford. You gave Casemiro a foul. Ruben Neves a foul. Nunez with a ball over the top for Wolves. Luke Shaw wins and it falls to Rafael Varane. But there's no one out wide and it goes all the way back to the keeper. David De Gea on the try side. De Gea with a long kick over the top. Anthony Martial can't bring the ball under control. Moutinho does. He brings Ruben Neves into play, and it's Adama Traore there, but Rashford wins it back. Bruno flicks it into Martial, returns it back to Bruno, but Bruno's touch is heavy, and Wolves manage to clear it out for a throwing down the right hand side. It's Wolves nil, Manchester United nil here on Cal Sports Football, and Manchester United have just turned it up here with Rashford now on the pitch, disciplined for only 45 minutes. So God knows what that was about, Erik ten Hag. But the game carries on here with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Martial. Wan-Bissaka, Bruno out wide there towards Anthony. 1-on-1 against Kilman. Squares it into the path of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who holds it up, surrounded by Wolves players. Anthony manages to get the ball back out to Anthony Martial. First time into Bruno, returns it to Casemiro. Casemiro switches it out to the left-hand side. Adama Traore intercepts. Bruno wins the ball back, and the free kick's given to Manchester United here. Bruno Fernandes brought down. Wolves nil, Manchester United nil, ladies and gentlemen. Bruno Fernandes brought down 55th minute. And is this a game where a goal is going to come from the set piece? Is this a game where a goal is going to appear from a set piece? It looks like Diego Costa has come off here for Adama Traore, which is surprising. Manchester United have a free kick here, about 28 yards out. Bruno Fernandes stepping over this free kick here for Manchester United, and Luke Shaw. Bruno Fernandes, wasted. Wasted. Long kick out. Adam Traore wins the header. Podence can't bring the ball under control. It makes its way into Moutinho, who finds Podence. Podence brought down by Casemiro, and that's going to be a yellow card. That's going to be a yellow card for Casemiro. Ruben Neves to take a free kick here. It's about, that's not 10 yards, but it's about 40 yards out. He takes it up and over, and De Gea is forced to make a save. De Gea is forced to make a save here. And it goes out for a corner on this right side. Moutinho now. Back goes to Ruben Neves, puts the ball in deep towards Bueno, and Wan-Bissaka's there to intercept, and Marcus Rashford will bring the ball under control, but Dama Traore is the one tracking back. Wan-Bissaka now with the ball over the top there towards Anthony, but it's headed away by Collins, and it falls to Huang down that left hand side. Lays it into Nunez, out to the right hand side towards Podence. 1-on-1 against Malacia, but Malacia wins the ball back, and Bruno Fernandes slips to the ground. Podence wins the ball here, and it goes out for a Manchester United throwing. Here we go with Luke Shaw. Here we go with Anthony on the centre circle. Lays it into Bruno Fernandes. Returns it back to Anthony. He's got Wan-Bissaka to his right. Tries to put it into Bruno Fernandes, who finds himself in the box, but he hits it wide. Looks like Fred's coming on here for Christian Eriksen, ladies and gentlemen. Malacia goes backwards to the keeper. And he holds on to the ball here. 60th minute played. Manchester United 0, Wolves 0 here on Cal Sports Football. Here we go with Wan-Bissaka. Podence in towards Moutinho, but it's intercepted. Podence wins it back into Nunez, who gets away from Casemiro, but he's brought down there by Luke Shaw. The game carries on. Here we go with Malacia. Switches it out wide there towards Anthony on the right side. Anthony's on his own here for Manchester United. Kilman goes over to cover. Anthony 1-1 against Kilman. Cuts in on his left foot. Takes a shot. What is he doing? Cleared away. Podence now with the ball. Casemiro now with the ball. Bruno Fernandes on the edge of the box. Switches it out to the left-hand side towards Wan-Bissaka. Luke Shaw with the header. Wan-Bissaka flicks it into the path of Fred, who plays a 1-2 with Bruno Fernandes. Fred bringing the ball forward, tries to throw the pass towards Anthony, but Kilman is there to clear it down the line here. Luke Shaw on the left. Puts the ball into the box towards Rafael Varane, into the path of Casemiro. And I think he just took it away from Anthony Martial. It forced to Christian Eriksen. Anthony's left hand side is Bruno Fernandes, who puts the ball into the box and it's headed away by Collins. Casemiro will try and keep it in play. Goes out for a corner here down that right side. Short corner into Bruno Fernandes. Backwards to Anthony. Anthony left foot puts the ball into the box deep. And Luke Shaw is there and it just goes out for a... Did it? Or did it come off short? I thought it came off. Oh no, it was Shaw that got on the end of that. Nelson Semedo is coming off here for Johnny for Wolverhampton. 64 minutes played. Wolves nil, Manchester United nil here on Car Sports Football, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? Welcome to the stream. Cleared away by Jose Sa. Flicked on by Adama Traore. It falls to Wang. Moutinho out wide to Adama Traore. 1-1 against Malacia, who gets away from him, gets away from Casemiro, gets away from Fred into Neves. Out to the right side is Johnny. Backwards to Kilman. Goes around the outside, lays it into Johnny on the right side. Into the middle there, but it's intercepted. Game carries on. Rafael Varane is... Sorry, Casemiro is forced to clear it. And Fred will try and clear it, but Nunez wins the ball back. Fred manages to win it back off him. And he gets away from him. And he brings the ball forward here down the left hand side. Into the middle there finds Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes lets it run past him and he brings the ball forward. Into Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He's got Anthony ahead of him. Aaron Wan-Bissaka finds himself in the Wolves half. Out wide towards Anthony. Anthony, who's had a shocking game so far, comes backwards here towards Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes bringing the ball forward. Out to the left hand side finds Fred. Martial and Fred are in the... Sorry, Martial and Rashford are in the box. Malacia now on the ball. Into Fred down this left hand side. Fred to Bruno. In towards Rashford. But flicks it into Malacia, but it's intercepted by Wolves and they clear it away. Only into the path of Luke Shaw. Fred is there and Fred brought down by Huang. Game carries on with Luke Shaw into Marcus Rashford, who has time to turn. Out to the left hand side is Bruno Fernandes. Rashford, Bruno. Puts the ball out to the right side towards Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Anthony to his right, Casemiro through the middle. He holds on to it, Wan-Bissaka out wide to Anthony. 1-on-1 against Bueno. Guts back into Casemiro, puts the ball into the box, but it comes off Moutinho. It'll come back out to Casemiro, and his shot is wide. Goes out to a goal kick, and Manchester United are struggling here, ladies and gentlemen. 66 minutes into the game. Wolves nil, Manchester United nil. Jose Sa. Kilman. Bueno. Over the top. Luke Shaw wins it off. Huang, and it goes out for a throwing. Looks like Wolves are going to be making a double substitution. Neves loses out to Anthony. Fred comes away with the ball. And he brings the player down, and it's a free kick here for Wolves on this left-hand side. Wolves nil. Manchester United nil here on Cal Sports Football. Nunez is down on the ground here. He stayed on the ground quite a while. He's actually in tears. He's in tears, Nunez. 68 minutes played. Wolves nil, Manchester United nil. Just waiting for Nunez to get himself back up on his feet. Free kick here for Wolves. Long ball over the top towards Adama Traore, who wins the header, but Fred brings the ball under control. 1-2 with Casemiro, but he can't find Rashford, and it's intercepted. Moutinho there into Podence, intercepted there by Luke Shaw into Martial. Martial loses the ball to Collins, who gets away from Fred, gets away from Casemiro. He's got Podence to his left, but Fred is tracking back. That's going to be a yellow card for Fred here. That is going to be a yellow card for Fred. Looks like Moutinho's coming off here. Moutinho and Bueno coming off for Nuri and Totti. Nuri, the one who scored the last minute winner against Everton. He's not going to do it again today, is he? He's not going to do it again today, is he? We'll have to wait and see. We will have to wait and see. Neves. This is another 40-yard effort. He made De Gea force a save. Let's see what he does this time. He hits the wall. It comes out to Ruben Neves now. Out to the right side, but Martial wins. Malacia brings the ball under control. Luke Shaw into Bruno Fernandes, who has time to turn. Lays it into Casemiro, and he goes backwards to Luke Shaw. Bruno Fernandes, Adama Traore charging every Manchester United player down. Here he goes, Malacia on the halfway line. Tries to feed him behind to Anthony Martial, but it's over here, and it goes all the way back to Jose Sarr here on this left-hand side. Manchester United nil, Wolves nil. Ball out to this right side towards Johnny. Out wide to Traore, intercepted there by Luke Shaw, and it falls to Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes bringing the ball forward, tries to feed in behind to Anthony Martial. I thought he was offside, but we'll have to wait and see. But he can't get away from the Wolves player. And it falls to Nunez now, bringing the ball forward here. Out to that left-hand side towards Podence, but Rafael Varane is there. And De Gea will just clear it down the line. Rashford tries to flick it on, but Johnny will leave it, and it goes out for a Wolves throwing here. Wolves nil, Manchester United nil. 17 minutes left of the 90 to go plus added time. Are Wolves going to be able to grab a late winner here today? Johnny to take the throwing here. Malacia into Casemiro. Into Bruno Fernandes. Leaves it to Anthony. Here we go with Fred. Out wide to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Fred alongside him. Along Anthony out wide. He finds him. Anthony on the ball now. One-on-one against Nuri. Puts the ball into the box deep. Casemiro will get on the end of this here. Backwards to Malacia. Left foot. Back to Casemiro. Across the middle to Bruno Fernandes. Back heel to Luke Shaw. Out to this left-hand side. Finds Malacia. Malacia nearly lets it go out of play. He finds Casemiro. Can't find the 1-2. And Johnny comes away with it. But Casemiro wins it back. But Johnny just manages to find control of the ball. But his pass is straight into Bruno Fernandes. Bruno goes short to Fred. Fred holding on to it here. Into Casemiro. Comes backwards to Luke Shaw here on the right-hand side. Shaw into Rashford. Rashford now. Fred tries to feed it back, but it goes out all the way back to the keeper, Jose Sarr, here on the left-hand side. 75th minute, 15 minutes of the 90 to go plus any time. Wolves nil, Manchester United nil. Looks like Donny van de Beek is going to be coming on here. Malacia to take the throwing. Backwards to Luke Shaw here. On the halfway line for Manchester United. Goes into Casemiro, who has time to turn into Fred. Fred. Out to Varane on the halfway line. Varane bringing it into the Wolves half. Wan-Bissaka ahead of him. Anthony to his right. He holds on to it here, Varane. Into Fred. Backwards to Casemiro. Switches it out to the left-hand side to Malacia. First time into Rashford. Rashford 1-1 against Johnny. He's not got himself in this game, Rashford. Bruno plays a 1-2 with Rashford. Rashford's on the end of it here. And Rashford makes it 1-0. And is that a commentator's curse for Wolves? Apologies, Wolves fan. But Marcus Rashford comes off the bench being disciplined for only 45 minutes. That's what Erik ten Hag thought was right. Disciplined for only the first 45 minutes of the game, but he comes off the bench for the second half, plays a 1-2 with Bruno Fernandes. He does well to shrug off the defender, and he puts it into the back of the net and makes it 1-0. Manchester United are a goal up here against Wolves. Just as I was saying, Rashford hadn't done anything in that half. Rafael Varane now wins it. Now we might have a bit more space in this game. Ball out to the left-hand side. Towards Rashford. It's headed away by Johnny. Into the path of Collins. Collins goes short to Totti. Johnny bringing it forward. Adama Traore now with the ball. Returns it back to Johnny. Casemiro is there and it falls to Malacia. Casemiro now with the ball. Into Fred. Out to Rashford. Rashford over the top towards Bruno Fernandes, who's making the run behind, but Totti's tracking back. Bruno Fernandes holds on to it, but Martial's not on the same wavelength. Martial needs to get on this wavelength. It is not happening for Manchester United. Here we go with Nuri on the ball on that left-hand side. In towards Podence on the halfway line, bringing the ball forward into the Manchester United half. Anthony is tracking back. Podence loses the ball to Casemiro, and Manchester United now come away with the ball, but Casemiro's brought down, and it's a free kick here for Manchester United in their own half with 11 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. Wolves 0, Manchester United 1. Sure. Martial finds Fred down the south side. Fred into the goal scorer Marcus Rashford. 1-2 with Martial. Malacia. Luke Shaw. Malacia. Backwards to Luke Shaw. In towards Fred. Martial tries to take on the turn, but it's intercepted there by Totti, and Ruben Neves finds Podence on the centre circle. Surrounded by Manchester United players. Neves sees the ball over the top to Nuri. Nuri's in behind here, but Anthony's tracking back. And he just cuts him off guard. Nuri still has it. Out to the right side towards Wang, but it's intercepted there by Malacia, and Fred comes away with the ball, and he's brought down. Free kick Manchester United here on the right side. Wolves 0, Manchester United 1. Nuri there, finding himself in acres of space. A beautiful ball by Neves. Nuri couldn't take it in his stride. Anthony tracking back. And it looks like Jimenez, Wolves are making a substitution. Podence coming off here for Jimenez. Wolves 0, Manchester United 1. Wolves are going out for this 10 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And looks like Anthony Martial is going to be coming off here for Manchester United. Donny van der Beek coming on. Just to give a bit of stability in the middle of the park. Manchester United were lacking that. Wolves 0, Manchester United 1. Raul Jimenez here is on the pitch. Can he be part of this comeback? Ball over the top towards Anthony, but it's cleared away and it falls to Nunez. Ruben Neves. Backwards to Kilman. On this left-hand side. In towards Wang. Neves on this left-hand side, bringing it forward. Out to the right-hand side, finds Johnny. Johnny on the halfway line, goes backwards. Rashford will try and charge this down, and Collins is forced to clear it away. Malacia will just hit that up for a throwing from Wolverhampton. In the Manchester United half, ladies and gentlemen, we have 8.5 minutes of the 90 to go, plus added time. Manchester United are a goal up here at the Molineux, coming from Marcus Rashford. Adama Traore manages to find Jimenez down the right side, but Luke Shaw's there tracking back. He'll try and clear it, and it comes off the Wolves player, and it goes out for a Manchester United throwing deep in their own half. How are we doing? Where are we all from, and who do you support? Let me know in the chat. Malacia with the throwing. Headed on by Neves. Fred will try and head it away, but Neves manages to win it back, only for Wan-Bissaka to pick up the loose ball. He's got Anthony to his right, but he holds on to it here. Anthony now the ball on the right side. Wan-Bissaka makes overlapping run, but Anthony just a bit of game management here. He goes backwards to Fred. All the way back to Rafael Varane. And he'll hold on to it. And he goes all the way back to the keeper here. And De Gea will just clear it down the line into the pass of Collins. And it's Adama Traore on the halfway line. Comes backwards to Collins. Kilman bringing it out of his own half. Donny van der Beek can't take it off him. Casemiro brings him down. And the game carries on here with Donny van der Beek. Comes out wide here to Anthony. Rashford makes a run off the ball. But he's offside. And Anthony comes back to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. On the halfway line, bringing it into the Wolves half, squares it into Casemiro. Out to the left-hand side is Bruno Fernandes. Malacia makes overlapping run. Tries to switch it out to that right side and he manages to find its way to Anthony. Donny van de Beek is in the box here. Anthony 1-on-1 against the defender. Cuts it back in on his right foot. Cuts back in on his left foot. A couple of step overs. Donny van de Beek, makes overlapping run, but Anthony comes backwards to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, bringing the ball into the box here. Into Rashford, who takes it on the turn, and Rashford nearly gets it too. He does get it too. It ricochets off the keeper, off Rashford, and Rashford makes it 2-0, ladies and gentlemen, and that is game done and dusted. Jose Sa has been brilliant for Wolves, but MBE Marcus Rashford has come onto the pitch after being disciplined for only 45 minutes of football, and he puts it into the back of the net to make it 2-0. Where's he supposed to put his hand? No goal. No goal given. Clayton Rashford is good. He's good, but no goal given. No goal given. Where's he supposed to put his hand? Where's he supposed to put his hand? Where's he supposed to put his hand? So he takes a shot. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Clayton. Are you celebrating? What are you doing for the new year? I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you what I'm doing. Sleeping. I got another stream tomorrow. Wolves nil, Manchester United 1, 85th minute. We have 4.5 minutes to go. Out to that right side towards Anthony. Totti brings the ball under control. Backwards to Kilman. Just clears it down the line, high up into the air. Luke Shaw leaves it to Varane here. Goes all the way back to David De Gea on the right side. Adama Traore will charge him down. And he'll just hit it over the top there. Only for Nunez to win the ball back. And it's Nuri now with the ball on the left-hand side. Intercepted by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Anthony into Wan-Bissaka. Here we go with Fred. Goes backwards to Rafael Varane out to the right side. It's Malacia into Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, gets away from Johnny and sees Rashford make the run behind. Can he get there ahead of Kilman? No, he can't. Shiv Badalando there in the chat. What do you think about Ronaldo's legacy? Is that the end? Piers Morgan interview. I think this is really not ended. Very sad for him. He really deserved Europe. I don't think his legacy ended. I think after a couple of years, when the fans have, calmed down and, time's a great healer. That's what they say. Time is a great healer. And I think because it's still a bit raw, a lot of people will still be a bit upset at how he left. We see Manchester United fans, if you're a Manchester United fan, I am, you see them as family, you see all your players as family. And when your family do something against you, it hurts. But time's a healer, and I think when the years go by, we'll look back at Ronaldo fondly for what he did for Manchester United. Now, we were talking about Cristiano Ronaldo yesterday. He's gone to Al Nassr, who did come in for him in the summer, and he said no to them because he wanted to play Champions League football. But now it shows they were the only team that were after him. And maybe that will click something in Cristiano Ronaldo's head, that they were the only team in for him. No one else wanted to pay for him. But I just feel Ronaldo just needs to just bring down his expectations in terms of you can't play 90 minutes anymore. You can play 20, 30, 40 minutes maybe. So why not just work towards that instead of trying to play 90 minutes? What do you think, Shiv? Are you a Manchester United fan? Are you a Cristiano Ronaldo fan? Let me know in the chat where you're from and who you support. Ruben Neves here now to take the free kick on the 88th minute on the halfway line. He'll try and drift it into the box. So on the edge, so that's it. It comes out to the left-hand side towards Totti, and it goes out for a throwing here for Wolves down that left-hand side. First time into Nuri. Nuri tries to spin away from Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but he goes backwards here to Nunez. Wolves do deserve an equaliser. I'll be honest with you. Wolves have played well today. Neves out wide here towards Johnny. Johnny can't get it away. Sorry, from Bruno Fernandes. Out to the right side, it's Adama Traore. Adama Traore has had glimpses so far in the second half. Not really much else. Tries to play a 1-2, but it's intercepted. And Manchester United now come away with it here with Malacia. He'll just clear it down the line, high up in towards the Wolves' horse, but it's headed away. And Totti now has it here on that left-hand side. Aaron Wan-Bissaka goes over to cover. Intercepted by Donny van de Beek, and Casemiro finds Donny van de Beek on the halfway line, bringing it forward. Anthony to his right, Bruno Fernandes to his left, Rashford through the middle. He goes into Bruno on his left. Bruno holds onto it, cuts in on his right foot, takes the shot straight to the path of Jose Sa. Ruben Neves on the ball here on the right side. 89th minute played. Fred intercepts the ball on the halfway line, and it's Bruno Fernandes. And this game is starting to go a bit end to end here. Casemiro does well to get on the ball. Out to the left hand side finds Donny van de Beek. He's got Rashford in the box and Anthony. Donny van de Beek holds onto it. Into Rashford, leads it to Bruno. Out to Rashford. Rashford can't get away from the defender, and Wolves now win it back. But Bruno's still battling to win this ball in the Wolves box, and Donny van de Beek comes away with it here. He's got 3 players to aim for. What's he going to do? In towards Anthony, but he's cleared away, and Nuri now has it. 1-on-1 against Casemiro, but Fred does well to win the ball back, but the free kick's given for Wolves here on this left-hand side. Taken quickly by Wolves. Nuri now on this left-hand side. Out to the right side towards Adama Traore, but Bruno Fernandes does well to track back and win the ball, and it's Rafael Varane now on the ball on the 89th minute. Fred on the centre circle. Here we go with Casemiro, and there's a bit of game management going on here. Casemiro's experience is coming into play. Over the top to this left-hand side towards Donny van de Beek, but it's over here and it goes out. 5 minutes of added time to be played here. Really a Manchester United fan, but sad for him because of everything. Even started watching football. Yeah, true. Even a non-football fan knows him, but just how bad can happen. How much bad can happen to a player. But really, he should never say club conflict in public. You're right. You're right. And do you know what? Manchester United should never have re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo. We were not in a position to re-sign Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, if we were at the top of our game, if it was like Man City right now re-signing David Silva, re-signing Sergio Aguero, you know, players that played for him in the past, you know, re-signing them, it makes sense. You know, they're at the top of the game. They'll come on with a bit of experience and win the, maybe score a couple of goals. But United were in that. They were in transition. Donny van de Beek tries to feed the pass forward. And Rashford, they are screaming at him. Slow down, Donny van de Beek. There's no need to rush it. Here we go with Totti on the ball into Nuri on that left-hand side. Returns it back to Totti. Wan-Bissaka's tracking back. Puts the ball into the edge of the box, but it's headed away by Luke Shaw. Only into the path of Johnny here down the right side. Bruno Fernandes will come over to cover. Johnny. Left foot, ball into the box, deep in there. He's heading towards goal. It's over the bar. And it goes out for a corner here on this left-hand side. Shiv there with the follow. I appreciate that, Shiv. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful day, my brother. Or sister. I don't know. No, we don't discriminate. Comes off Rafael Varane. Corner here on that left-hand side for Wolves, and it looks like Manchester United going to be making a double substitution, and it's Elanga and Harry Maguire coming off. Anthony will be the man to make way. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, Anthony and Bruno Fernandes making way here. Elanga now coming on here for Anthony. So a bit of pace, for the counter. That's pretty much it. Corner here down the left-hand side for Wolves. They are a goal down. Is this the moment? Is this the moment for Wolves? They've already got one late winner in midweek. Can they get an equaliser? Ball point to the box, but it's headed away by Rafael Varane. It falls to Ruben Neves. Out to the left hand side, Fred with the touch. It comes out to Nuri. 1-on-1 against Casemiro. Oh, Casemiro falls to the ground, but Wan-Bissaka's there to track. And it goes out for another corner on that left hand side for Manchester United, who are holding on for dear life here. Another corner down that left-hand side. Nuri with the header. Heading towards goal. It's saved by the keeper. Maguire is forced to hit it away. David De Gea forced to make a save. Raul Jimenez, of all people, gets on the end of the header there. What a save. And is cleared away. Lopetegui has got something to work with. That is definitely for sure. Another corner here down the shine side for Wolves. Nuri to take it here. Are Manchester United going to hold on here? Nuri puts the ball deep. Headed away by Harry Maguire. Slow it down. No, slow it down. Here we go with Neves. Johnny. Nunez. Holding on to it here. Out to that left-hand side towards Totti. Flicks into the box there, but it's headed away by Varane. Wan-Bissaka tries to get in the end of it. So does Donny van der Beek. That's a push, ref. Come on. Game carries on, and the handball free kick is given. Lopetegui there. Why are you putting your hands up? There's no need for you to put your hands up. Wolves nil, Manchester United 1. 95th minute here, ladies and gentlemen. The game should be over. The game should be over. They're here. Long kick over the top, in towards Elanga. He's headed away. Fred to Elanga. Here we go with Malacia. And it goes out for a Wolves throwing here down the left-hand side. Taken quickly here by Wolves. Johnny. Backwards to Collins. Donny van der Beek applying the pressure. Switches it out to the left-hand side. And the referee blows for full time. And that was a great start to the first game of the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Wolves nil, Manchester United 1. The first half was shocking, but the second half was brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate every single one of you that came by to the stream. Clayton, who came over from YouTube. Shiv over on Twitch. For hitting the follow button, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of the stream today. I will be back later today when we have Brighton taking on Arsenal. And I will see you then, ladies and gentlemen. Until then, look after yourself. Stay safe.